Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hook. So we have kind of a part 2 of a video. So a few months ago I did a tutorial on how to make t-shirt yarn, and I used a black t-shirt, which proved to be a mistake because a lot of you guys were having trouble seeing it. Some people didn't, but I didn't want to make this to where you couldn't, so I got a white t-shirt. So I don't know how well this one's going to go over, but hopefully this is easier for you to see, and I'm gonna like draw on it this time. So I would not normally draw on the t-shirt because I don't want colors on my yarn, but I'm going to for this tutorial specifically. So I'm gonna grab the t-shirt, I'm gonna grab my pin, and then and my scissors, and we will get started here in just a second. Hi friends, don't forget, when you click the link below and subscribe today to join Happily Hook magazine, not only are you getting access to the coolest crochet community on the internet, you're also getting this amazing project bag that I use every single day and these ergonomic hooks. So click the link below, subscribe today, and I cannot wait to see you in the community. Alright, so like I said, today I'm showing you how to do the t-shirt yarn tutorial that we did back in October, but with a white t-shirt. So this is just a t-shirt that I got on Amazon. It's a 2XL and it's white, so this should be a little bit easier for you to see. So all we're going to do is we are going to fold our t-shirt in half, so that way the sleeves are together and then this part is together. And we're going to straighten it out. You can obviously wash and dry your shirts before. I don't really care because I'm going to pull on it anyway. And then we're going to cut right here underneath the armpits, so we'll have this big rectangle left over. So we'll just take our scissors, start down here, and we cut up so that way we cut the top of the t-shirt off. There is a way to use more of the shirt. I am not doing that because it's just a pain, in my opinion. It's what I said in the first video. I turn this into little scrap rags and use it to like wash off my TV or my windows or whatever. It's not too bad, and then I can still use it. Alright, so now we have our rectangle. So we're going to open it up, and so we've got the full, this is very long, it does not fit on my table. So we're going to open it all the way up, and then down here at the bottom, on either side, it doesn't matter as long as it's on one of the sides that is connected, we're going to make cuts about 1 inch apart all the way across. But we are not going to go and cut it all the way at the top. So we'll start down here and we'll start cutting. And for me, I don't have to measure them out. It's not always perfect, but it's t-shirt yarn, so in my opinion, it's very rarely ever going to be perfect. And I'm okay with that. If you want to get a ruler and measure out 1 inch strips and mark them with like a pencil or a washable marker, like one that you could use for like embroidery or cross stitch, go for it. I am too lazy to do that, to be honest. So we get all the way up here and we leave about 1 inch at the top. So right there, we'll leave that connected, and we're gonna do this all the way across. So we're gonna keep cutting in these 1 inch-ish strips all the way up, and then leaving that one spot at the top where it's still connected. So I'm going to keep cutting, and I will be back with you guys in just a minute. All right, so we've got everybody cut. I'm gonna put my arm through here, and you can see, oh, I missed a loop. So we've got this top piece here where everything is still connected, and then the bottom of it is all loose pieces. So all we do to make this stay together is we're going to, let me grab a pen and I'll kind of show you, because I don't really care if I mark on this one. So our first cut will be here. I kind of already drew the line. We just take our scissors and we cut this diagonally. So now we have our first strip here. And then we just want to keep the straps connected. So this is the next piece down here, and this is the piece that we just cut. So we want to cut in between these strips so they'll stay connected. So now we have this part up here and this one down here. We want them to stay attached. So we'll cut from the bottom across and then in between the next two straps or strips of t-shirt. So it's this line is where we cut. And you could also, when you're cutting the strips to start with, instead of using scissors, if you have like a quilting mat and like a rotary cutter, you could use that and it would make even straighter lines. I just personally don't mind the rustic feel, I guess is what I would call it, of having the strips not be perfect. Because I use my t-shirt yarn for things like mats in front of my sink or things for the kiddos to sit on when we're outside. I'll probably end up letting my oldest daughter tie-dye this with Kool-Aid, because why not? It's white. It'd be pretty cool. But she's got a couple little tie-dye kits. But you could probably dye this if you wanted it to be a specific color. Get some like RIT clothing dye, or if you have like acid dye from like dyeing yarn before, I bet avocado would be really pretty, because avocados make a gorgeous pink color. We might do that. Might do a science experiment. But yeah, so we've cut our whole ball of yarn. You can also, I said this in the video with the black t-shirt, you can also cut the seam off the bottom if you want. I don't care. It doesn't bother me any. I use it still. And then all I do is I start winding it around my hand and I pull on it as I'm winding it, and it does this like curl on the yarn. And then once I get it wound around my hand a lot, I'll start winding it like a normal ball of yarn. And I just keep winding it. And then I'll have a good size ball of yarn, of t-shirt yarn, to crochet with or finger knit with or whatever I want to do with it. And then for me to just add on other balls of t-shirt yarn, you can tie them together in a knot, because you have all these like seams here anyway from the inside of the t-shirt, so it's really not going to make that big of a difference. or you can just add it like you would a normal color change, even though it's the same color you're probably using. And see, I pulled a little too hard and I ripped this part. So all I'll do is I'll tie them together. Nice and tight. I'll cut this extra piece off. And I'll keep winding. Yeah, and now I have a ball of white t-shirt yarn. So I think it's super easy to do it. Like I said, you can make it a little bit more pretty and you can measure out the sizes. You can use a rotary cutter. You can use whatever you want. I like that it's a little bit different and a little bit imperfect because I think it works really cool. And then just use whatever hook size you want for it. Normally I tend to use like an 8mm or so with t-shirt yarn because it's thicker. It's more of a bulky weight in my opinion when I cut it in 1 inch. It can be thinner if you cut them smaller, but then you're apt to rip them like I just did. But yeah, so if you have any questions, please let me know. We now have a white t-shirt version and a black t-shirt version. So I'll link the black t-shirt version below. In case that one is easier to see. I personally see the black t-shirt better, but I know that some people can see the white t-shirt better, so that's why we did a second video. But yeah, so if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!